Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit here, back again with Hunter x Hunter. We're on episode 48, and yes, I look very fucking tired. It's nothing to do with getting over the food poisoning. I'm actually feeling great, aside from the fact that I have just woke up because I do have a lot to do today. And yeah, so normally I would have done this episode. Basically, well, the guys on YouTube will not know this, but over on Patreon, I did this a day after. I'm recording this a day after the last one, when normally it would be on the same day, because yesterday I was still a bit, worn out after doing the first episode. So I just wanted to make sure that I was taking it easy, and coming back into it as good as possible. So yeah, I'm doing this on the Saturday as opposed to the Friday. And yeah, I've got a lot to do today. So basically, I've just woke up, got out of bed, washed my face, and then that's it. So yes, I look fucked, but I feel fine regardless of that. So anyway, in the last episode, we had Kurapika take out Uvo and completely outsmart him, outdo him in every way possible, and it was great. The whole, just witnessing that whole thing was amazing. And now Kurapika is up there, just top bill for the character now. I mean, I just love him. So yeah, great. Now I don't know where we go. Probably back with Gon and Killua and Leorio, I'd imagine. Because I feel like with Kurapika, it's almost like I feel like it's stages that we kind of go with him, and then we kind of go back with Gon, Killua, and Leorio for an episode, and then we'll go back to Kurapika. And now that we've gotten rid of one of the Phantom Troop, I imagine we're going back with Gon and the group. So yeah, I mean, with that being the case, I don't think there's anything else to really talk about aside from the fact that Kurapika is fucking a specialist when he uses these Scarlet Eyes, which is unbelievable. That's so nuts. But obviously, limited and stuff like that because of the amount of time it wears them out. But it's still fucking amazing considering. I would have never have guessed that. It's unbelievable. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else to really talk about. I think we're just going to get in episode 48 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, episode 48. Right, so yeah, that was definitely like a a completely different episode of what was happening last episode. But generally, you'll find that this happens with most shows, like when you have the sort of the big showdown, or a massive episode, that it'll calm down like really quick over the next episode. It's so it's one of those things that I've called like a sort of like a fuck. I can't even remember the fucking word now. I cannot remember it. Like a connective episode. Like it's just basically like it's a slow down episode that allows you to sort of slow down from what happened in the previous episode before we get back into the really what really matters shit, And it was like it was like one of those auction antique sort of like TV shows, like fucking Antiques Roadshow or something. Yeah, Antiques Roadshow. Yeah, that's the one that everyone would know, right? I'm trying to think across the board, around the globe, but it was like one of those things. So yeah, I didn't think that they could have used Uva for the reward money, and the fact is, because they're not talking with Kurapika, they can't. They don't know what's going on in each other's lives right now. But it's just annoying to know that was the case. That's that. It could have been just so easy, so much easier. But no, they're going through this stage of pawning off his fucking hunter's license so that he can get money to buy other stuff so that he can sell them. It's like it feels like they've been on this track for years. They keep getting money to spend it to sell it, to buy it, to sell it, to buy it, and it just keeps going around in a bloody circle. But hopefully with Zepile, if that's how you pronounce his name, hopefully that he's actually good enough that he can actually get them the money that they need. But even with the stuff that they do have, it's still not nearly enough to what they really need. They still need the. But I think here's the problem. by taking out a Phantom Troop member, right? If they take one out, they only get 2 billion for him, right? Some of that money has to go back into the pawn shop to get the hunter license back. So you know what I mean? It's just like, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I guess they're only thinking like in terms of like marginal profit, so that they eventually get up to the reward money that they need. God, I get why it's the case, because it's a lot of money, and it's not just something where you can just be like, oh, I have this, so I can sell that, and it's going to be 9 billion, and there you go, I have enough. You know what I mean? Because then it would be like, I get it. It's like the passage of time. It makes more sense. It's more realistic. But fuck me, is it infuriating? Right. So yeah, he pawned off his hunter's license for, what was it, 800 grand? Well, then getting the, if it's, they're taking it as sort of like a insurance sort of like fee, right? It's like the idea is that they'll get it back once they actually return the money, right? Ugh, fucking hunter's license. It's so dangerous. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these things are valuable as fuck, these hunter licenses, you know what I mean? And to just give it away to somebody, even if it is a pawn shop, you know what I mean? Like, that's like, because I don't see like how some random people could just hold up a pawn shop, get a hold of it. If anybody out on the outside knew that there was a hunter's license kicker on there, you know what I mean? If anyone was looking in, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so they went around, they had an idea of buying items that had Nen sort of infused within the pot itself. It's interesting, because I don't think Zepile, I mean, he knows about Nen. So, I guess if he knows about it, then I guess he does have some, I guess he can sort of perform it and sort of use it. I was just thinking, because I was about to say it was interesting that, you know what I mean, he's talking about these are replicas, so they don't really mean anything. They're counterfeits, they're crap. And then Gon is like, no, they're not. And you know what I mean? They were so good, I can see the talent that he put into it even more. Like, the talent basically coming from the fact that, he was so talented that Nen was infused with it. But in reality, like, I don't think that was the case. Like, I don't think it's I don't see Nen as like love. Like that saying when people are like, you put so much love and care into something that you can actually see it. You know what I mean? Like, it's clear just by looking at it that there was so much love put into it. I don't think that's the same with Nen. You know what I mean? I don't think Zepile, because even those that don't know Nen still have that aura, right? And I don't think it's the case of like, if you're making something, you put so much care and attention to it that like automatically like your aura, without you, actually imbuing it with your aura, would actually just tend to go there naturally, you know what I mean? Because you put so much love and care into it. I don't think that's how it works. So I think he actually does know at least, some. But then again, like, having to imbue it though, I don't know. I think he must know it on some level. But it's interesting because he never said that he was a hunter, and I don't think he is. And also the fact that that if that's the case, yeah, it's something like you have to seek out on your own, doesn't it? Oh, I don't know. Then I could be wrong. Like, that could be a thing. Like, it could just. I don't know. I don't know. If I've got that wrong, I apologize. But yeah, this whole thing talking about, and this is why I said like this was like a connective episode where it really like slowed down and stuff, and there was like it was something that I don't think was like. I think the whole episode, really, the whole necessity was introducing Zepile, right, and getting him to be the guy who was going to end up getting them that the money they need to get that game, right? But a lot of it was like pointless. I mean, it was funny. I'm specifically talking about the point where like he's talking to the guy behind the counter about, are you really telling me that this is true? And how would you know? And I keep going back and forth about how this could be obviously fake or obviously real, and they just keep going back and forth. And I'm like, I'm like, who are these guys? You know what I mean? Because at this point, we don't know neither of them. They're just two random characters talking about something that has nothing to do with them because it's not even their item anyway. It's Gons and Killuas, you know? But that's the reason why I wrote down, did Zepile do this to plan? Like, did he plan all of this to get a job? You know what I mean? Like, was he smart enough to realise that if he was to imbue Nen into his... Or not even that, but to specifically... Like, he himself would understand the value of these items. So by him going on the because I imagine that was the same. Like, Zepile was the guy that was trying to bid for the other stuff that Gon and Killua actually won. You know what I mean? So if he is able to see it straight up, and not use, you know, Gyo and see like the, you know, the aura, if he's not able to do that, but he's able to see like how much worth it actually has, that he was trying to look for a job. You know what I mean? If he's bidding on these things and then watching, trying to sort of bait other people in, watching other people come in to get these items, then he knows, oh, these guys, you know what I mean? Like, they might know something, but I don't know. I just thought it was very convenient in a way, you know? But then he's like talking about that he made these counterfeits and then, you know, he sold them out and now he's regretting doing it, so he's going out and buying them back. Which is why, like, it's a good dude move. And I mean, I don't know, I mean, I guess we'd trust him, I suppose. Otherwise, I feel like this entire episode was pointless. If Zepile just goes off now and just sells it for himself and goes away, you know? So yeah. And then at the very end, they had obviously Leorio on lookout. I guess with the information that they got, they could buy the information. They went out and found Machi and Nobunaga, which they're clearly. I mean, well, they're obviously aware that they're wanted right now. So yeah, they've changed up their sort of their look. So yeah, I imagine that's who they're going after. If it's just going to be those two, damn. Yeah, that'd be crazy. I can't believe the fucking. It's almost for like the watchers, to the watchers' dismay, that literally less than an episode ago, Kurapika defeated a Phantom Troop member and buried him in the middle of fucking nowhere, when Gon, Killua, and Leorio need money and they could just get an easy 2 billion right there. It's just out there in the fucking wilderness somewhere, you know? Oh, God. It's just fucking nuts. Right, well, this was a short discussion, but like I said, it was like a very, you know what I mean? It was like a filler episode to the next. I feel like the only sort of reason this episode was, was here, was to get Zepile introduced so that he can appraise their goods and get them more money, so that they eventually can get the go and buy the game. So yeah, but there's nothing else to really talk about that episode other than that. So yeah. Yeah, nothing else to say. That is all I got. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, I've linked certain things. One of them is the Discord. If you want any information regarding my content, you can get yourself over there. And I also have a Patreon as well. So if you do want to support me on Patreon, that'd be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of tiers and rewards depending on how much you want to support me with. So there's the obviously early access, $5 a month, gives you access to shows a week early, and you get 4 episodes of Hunt x Hunt every week. That is 2 on Monday and 2 on Friday, as opposed to the general public on YouTube that only get 2 episodes a week. Which means that if by the time this goes out on YouTube, by the time, it comes out on YouTube, if you were to be an early access patron, you would get access to possibly like 50 episodes from this very one, you know what I mean? So I could be up at like episode 100, so for $5 a month, if you're that interested on watching, binge watching all my fucking reactions to Hunt x Hunter, then I think it's a good idea. But yeah, there's that, and then there's full length as well. But of course, I've said this at the end of every episode, doing my head in. But yeah, like the reactions for like the past couple of months all have been full length anyway. But that will subside and go back to normal once I get more time. Okay, so but yeah, that is all. There's also other tiers and stuff there where you can buy things to be watched and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So like God tier and Elite tier and stuff like that. If you want to go have a look at them, see what they say, and if you're interested, then, you know, get on that. But that is all I've got. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.